Welcome everybody to Panfish Nation. Along with Mark and Josh, I'm Lyle. Hang on, we got something to show you.
Baby.
Delete that now.
Sending.
Busted.
Thank you so much, Katie. For that, I can't tell you, but I must have watched it 100 times today. Maybe more.
That's the first time I've seen it, and it's made my night.
We got to put that to music. I could think of some good songs.
Oh, we're gonna put that to work.
It might not go over as well as the Christmas one Mark did with me a couple years ago, but I'm sure we're going to have some fun with that.
Oh, yeah. That one's going to stick around for a little while.
Only thing I need worse than that is the one of him going in video. And I've offered his wife and his daughter and his son money to get me one because I know he goes in them sometime. And at some point, I'll get mine. But, he's threatened their lives on everybody that I can think of.
Yeah, for the most part. He does not like that.
It's not. I'm sure glad we got a bunch of people in here tonight. We're going to talk about Josh's upcoming panfish tournament. But before we get started with that, Mark, what do you say we welcome some people in chat?
Sounds fantastic. I see Brandon Cross in the room. What's up, brother Brandon? How you doing, bud? Cindy Stokes. How you doing, Cindy? Crappie Day Fish On. He's a channel member. What's going on, Crappie Day? There's Chad Fields to Water. Freddie's Outdoor Adventures. How you doing, Freddie? There's James Dockery himself. Joe Buck 66 is a channel supporter. Thank you, Joe Buck. John Boy's Catfishing in the House. Lance McCougai, the Hawaiian Fisherman. Parker Pursuits. Real and Virtual Outdoors. I heard that you shipped Troy's package out to him, Lyle.
I did send Tori's package out to him and send him a message. And one of the reasons it was a few days getting out was because I've been designing some new jigs, and I want to make sure that he got some of them in his package. So I think, what was it, Josh? So we decided there was 70 some odd he was supposed to get, and he'll be pleasantly surprised at what he gets, because I wanted to make sure that Troy got plenty. He's a great supporter of not just us, but a lot of other channels, and he does a lot of good things for the sports. So Troy, enjoy those jigs. It should be here in a couple days.
He'll have
good people. So.
Yeah. Plenty to last him a long time. What's going on, Kenneth, over at Takedown Catfishing? The great Tim Molina. How you doing, Tim? There's Uncle Jeep. I think that's everybody so far. If you guys could share out the link, hit the thumbs up, do all of that good stuff. Check out the links in the description. We always appreciate. Oh, there's Chad.
Oh,
Mr. 22 himself, or 20, or was it 22, Josh?
Ooh, I don't remember.
Let's just say 18.
Let's say 5.
Okay, that works.
Mr. 5. Sounds good.
There's Annette's catfishing. She just snuck in here. How you doing, Annette? There's Deborah Neighbors. How you doing, Deborah? I got your email. Just reply to that email with your shipping address, and I'll get you that stuff. No problem, dear. So, Josh, July 8th is the date.
July 8th.
As soon as we get off of here, I swear to it that I'm going to find out if I can make it. I think I can.
You better. I've got 2 open spots.
Okay, I can figure it out right now, but I'm in the middle of something.
So my question is, if you go over on the 8 spots, are you going to the green wheel?
Per the rules of the tournament series, we will go to the green wheel if we come up with more than 8, and we will do so live. We'll do a live drawing. That way we take out any, which is going to be on the above board to be transparent. So we'll go live. We'll have everybody's name on the green wheel, and we will spin it 8 times. And those are the 8 that are going to be in. So
very nice. Very nice. How about Mr. Beat Josh and Mark on my day?
Chad says, how about Mr. Beat Josh and Mark on my day and did what I need to do to move on to the final? You didn't beat me on your day. You didn't beat me. You might have beat Josh. You didn't beat me. I was hosting.
No, he beat me on my day.
I'm not going to get into that.
I've been trying to save a certain lake.
Me too, but I'm going to have to use it now.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to just buck up and use it.
Yeah, I swear.
I knew Jerry was getting in there, so I kind of used my good spot. But in October, it would be horrible. To be honest with you, but I had to do it because Jerry was in there, and then somebody let Steve Mosley into there. Congratulations, Steve!
Wow, Steve, he was on fire, wasn't he?
Clinic.
On fire. He came out of nowhere. So I again, not making excuses. I had a good showing, and then it just cut.
Yeah,
either I got every fish in that corner where I was fishing, which wasn't very big, which could have been, or when that sun got high in the sky, they just went too far for me to reach. So.
I had never put a boat on that lake that I fished this past weekend until the morning of the tournament when I put the boat on that lake. So it was a gamble. It was worth the shot to if it paid off, I would still have the lake that I wanted, and it didn't pay off. But I've got one more shot because for those of you kind of picking up on this series kind of midstream here. There's 4 qualifiers, and Chad hosted one, Mark hosted one, I'm hosting one, and James Dockery is hosting last one.
Dockery don't get to make rules no more.
And one of the rules is we're not allowed to fish in our own qualifier. So I can't have somebody, hey, host for me on my channel during my tournament, and I'm gonna fish my own tournament. So we're not allowed to do that one. So that takes the host down to 3 qualifiers.
That's right.
And so I have one left. I have Dockery's qualifier left to fish. Really don't want to burn up a certain lake, but may have to. Not real sure, but.
Well, it's just as much strategy as it is anything. I mean, everybody's got really good spots and so-so spots and whatever. And I'm not even going to joke around. I'm a little bit nervous about what I have left. That whole, don't fish the same spot twice or same body of water twice. It is pretty good. It makes you have to think about what you're doing and where you're going.
It puts you on different water, and as frustrating as it could be, I kind of like it. It put me on it. It made me go out and fish a lake, and it made me go out and fish a lake that aside from recently catching bullheads on, I hadn't fished on that lake in over 20 years. And when I did it back then, we'd bank fish one little spot, go out and catch some bluegills, and it used to be good for bluegills. Evidently, it's not anymore. But
Brian B has made it in. Caleb Bradley. See some John Boys. There's somebody else. Oh, Matt, want to be outdoors. Glad to see you all joined us. I like that. Not fish the same spot.
I like that one. I like that.
And here's why. Chad and Freddie, they only burned one spot.
Mm-hmm.
One body of water.
I've burned up 2 now.
I have 2. And our problem was the day before the tournament, Cindy and I went over pre-fishing, and we watched a man and a woman sit on a dock you could walk out on and fill a half of one of those metal baskets full of bluegill.
Oh, man.
And we done decided that we was going to fish that dock the next morning because they didn't get there very early. And we would probably had enough right off the bat, or so we thought, till we seen the numbers that was caught, to go in there. Well, so on the way home, we found a place just like it in another body on that lake where there was nobody there. And I told Cindy, I said, well, if they're on one dock, it should be on the other. They put structure on both of them, and we never got a bite. So when we started moving, we either could find fish and not have signal, or find signal and no fish. And we spent the day chasing signal and fish, and you couldn't put them together on that area of the lake. So we should have done what we said we was going to do and went to the original place to start with, because we had 2 bars there. I mean, I know that's not a lot, but it beat 0 where we was at the rest of the time. So, that was our fault for not going to the original place that we had planned on going, because that guy and woman, they told us exactly where they was fishing, and he told me where there was a brush pile across the cove that evidently he's fished a lot. He said, man, they're just stacked on that thing. So evidently they have a boat, or he fishes with somebody that It's got because he's up exactly where 30 feet from that dead tree, and I'm thinking, okay, well, when they run out of biting here, we'll just go over there and just go back and forth between these two spots across this cove. We'll be good, for 3 or 4 hours.
Right.
And we didn't even go to that place. which that was dumb. We should have done something else. Hey, P and G, glad to see you, Tom. Welcome. But that's the way it happens. There's Stephanie. Glad to see her in here. But yeah, that's what happens sometimes. And but God, we had so much fun. It's been a blast. All 3 tournaments, or all 2 of them, we've had a good time. We're not doing what we need to do, but we're still having a good time.
We had a lot of fun. There's something that I've been kind of worried about is I don't really chase bluegills on boats, any boat. If I need to get a couple of bait, I can always pick up a few here and there, but I don't have spots like I got spots that I fish off the bank, whether it's ponds or the little creek over here, the couple of spots I have. So I'm thinking, since I really burned that good spot, I might have to get into that boat and start doing some pan fishing during the week and try to find some spots. And it could be rough. They could be there just like you. It could be there the one day and they could be gone the very next.
That's exactly right. And the reason why I don't do any bank fishing at all, unless I just have to, is on account of my back. I walk across that bridge, that creek that I go to catch them, and it's probably, 30 yards from one end of it to the other. And by the time I get where I want to fish, I can't hardly move. Can't stand up for any length of period of time and cast rods and stuff like that. So it's just not worth it to me, because them Millennium chair seats, they are really, really comfortable to sit in, and they support your back real well. So I'm in love with mine.
For those of you that don't know or didn't hear yet, I did sell my old boat today. I'm glad to get rid of it, but Lyle reminded me about the Millennium seats. I kept those out of that boat, and the guy asked me, are these seats real comfortable? And I had to show him the Millennium seats, and he ordered 2 as soon as he got home for that boat. So I'm a firm believer in them as well.
Oh, yeah.
It's really worked.
I can't get to them.
Fields of Water says, if any of you 3 need help figuring out what to do, just ask. Freddie, Jerry, and I are here for you.
Do you remember the commercial in the 90s? And they'd say, I'm going to Disney World. I'm going to Baldwin.
I watched a video today with J&S down in Oklahoma. I don't know what lake he was fishing on, but he was killing bluegill and red ears down there. That guy, I really like his channel. He catches a lot of catfish. He fishes from the bank. He has a little boat with him, and his brother was out there, and his brother was bass fishing. Caught some nice looking bass, but he caught a lot of good bluegill and red ears. And I told him, I said, man, I might have to come down there and fish one of these upcoming tournaments we got. But yeah, he had it going on. It was a really good video. If you get a chance, go check it out.
I'm trying to fish Josh's, and if I have to fish James's, I will. But I'm going to try and get in on that. So
it'll be a lot of fun. And Josh, do you have a list of the people that is entered now?
Yes, I do. So far, I have Lyle and Cindy Stokes, Missy Kennedy, James Dockery, Nina Beck, Robin C., and Kenneth Powell.
Very nice. Very nice. So you have 2 openings right now.
2 openings right now. Any more than that, we'll go to the green wheel.
Speaking of the green wheel, why is Mike Greenwell not in any of these? Is he afraid that he can't catch them bumping?
If Mikey goes bumping, he will catch bluegill. If Mikey decides to bump for bluegill, I promise you he will catch bluegill. If Mike Greenwell decides to suspend drift for bluegill, I promise you'll see giant bluegill takedown videos. If he decides to drag baits for him, it's even money. But but I'll take it for my brother Mikey. That's if he says he's going to do it, he'd do it.
Ooh, is Nina already entered?
Nina is entered.
She's entered.
Nina, I had message probably within 5 minutes of Mark's tournament ending. So Nina is coming loaded for bear. So.
That's awesome. Jason Beck fishing. I would love to do that, but my phone stinks at streaming in the woods. It has to be public water.
That is one of the that's one of the things about the live tournaments that puts just an added little bit of difficulty on them, because you have to be able to catch fish someplace that you have decent cell phone service, and that's the truth. Mikey can buck for worms.
Most important thing is you gotta make sure that you're on the right time zone, not when Chad hosts a tournament and makes it that silly time zone.
It is silly.
You
That
gotta
is just
be in
ridiculous.
God's time. That's
And
just
you
part
look
of
up and Chad goes 5. You look up at a message it says, and Chad goes 5 more minutes till we start, and I'm still sitting at my desk.
it. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't.
He doesn't understand quality time.
There's my tip for July 8th, folks. Make sure you got the right time zone.
Thank you, Wayne. Thank you so much.
Wayne says, I love y'all's fishing shows. Keep them coming. $5 super chat. Thank you, Wayne. We appreciate you.
We do appreciate it so much.
There we go.
Yeah, that brings up a good point. Parker Pursuits asks, Josh just needs to have Christina fish for them. He would definitely move to the championship.
Well,
You want me to work on your boat tomorrow? You ain't doing a good job of.
you ain't sucking up.
Yeah. Thank you, buddy.
Oh, man.
Live fishing shows, keep them coming. Thank you, sir.
That means a lot to us.
Matt, it's on July the 8th. It will be from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Central Time.
You need to jump in there, Matt. I know you guys could.
Matt, I know you get on them. So
I had a good time. I had a real good time. And one thing that really blew me away was, when my phone died, there was only like a half hour left in the day. I was like, where did the time go? I was like, what the heck?
Put
it down.
in.
Matt,
Now we have one spot till we
now
go
we
to
have one spot.
drawing.
We may have the wheel. I
You
got to
can do it right here in chat. You can send me a lot. Most of you have me on Facebook. A whole lot of people have me on Facebook.
Yeah.
You can send me a message on Facebook. You can send me an email if you don't have me on Facebook. You send that to josh@theweekendangler.com. I'll put that in chat right here. Or you can holler out in chat and take the last spot. I mean, it's either way works. So
If they take the last spot, does that mean if I am able to make it, I'll be putting everybody onto the green wheel?
You'll be putting everybody onto the green wheel. So
That's fine. That's fine.
Mark, I thought when you dropped out the other day, I thought Dockery ruled that a rage quit.
What?
You said you were going to say that, Josh. That wasn't a rage quit. I just ran out of battery power. If it's a rage quit, it's a rage quit. You guys gotta pass that. You guys gotta let me know either way.
Well, Dockery's in chat, and you played that video, so we'll just find out if he's thinking that's a rage quit or not. So,
Freddy's Outdoor Adventures with a $5 super chat. Tissue fun for after Nina gets done with y'all. Just saying.
here we go.
Well, I ain't scared, Freddie.
I'm not fishing this one. I just hope Nina goes on. That way I don't have to fish against her in Dockery's tournament. So I mean,
Well, that would be that'd be okay. That would be okay. But I'm going to tell you, as we know, Dockery is going to be a handful this weekend.
that is very, very, very true, Tim Molina. Dockery could lose to the wheel by his own rule.
You tell me that wouldn't be funny as him whacking the dock roof. That would be as funny as him whacking the dock roof.
The only thing, and I mean, it's Dockery come up with this idea, and I like it because it's put a different spin on it.
Except for the bait thing.
I really wish we could use live bait in this. I mean,
my God, I can't imagine.
I'm on board with Dockery. That live bait.
It changes everything up. I'm glad that he did it that way, and I will gladly fish the tournament that way.
I think live bait has its place for especially for bluegill fishing. And that's getting bait, but it's kind of fun to get on them with some
It's neat to
with plastics and stuff. If we want to have what we could have done and what we could talk about for next year is maybe have one day where we allow live bait, where we can let some of the people that really want to get in there, us as being, maybe we won't allow the people that finished and got into the championship on that day. We could do something like that. Those are all ideas for next year.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So like the 8 people that go to the finale cannot use live bait and have, what I mean, whether it's one day or all the days, we could do something like that, use it as a handicapping idea. But I like the artificials. I mean, it's not that difficult too. And I'm a big proponent of, not having to walk through Walmart, because we don't want people taking pictures of any of us in Walmart to get a pack of worms.
Well, I just think people want to see fish caught, and you're going to see, if you catch 100 of them on artificials, you'll catch 200 of them on worms and such as that. I mean, the numbers will increase dramatically.
James Dockery says, if we are lure makers, if we can't catch fish on the baits we make, then we need to pay the price.
And that was one thing. The first one, when I fished Chad, or Mark, when I fished yours, is what it was.
I'll be right back.
Better have 2 hosts. We do.
Yeah, Jerry says, better have 2 hosts if you do live bait fish. Wait, if you do live bait, fish numbers will be nuts. I was thinking the same thing.
I agree. And, there was something, when I was fishing your tournament, Mark, that, I was up underneath that bridge there at Crab Orchard Lake, fishing from the bank. We had weather coming in that day. I knew we had weather coming in that day, so I had to change my plans. But there was something nice about throwing jigs that I had hand-tied out there and catching fish on. It's an ego boost. It is definitely an ego boost.
And I think a lot of people let it get in their way because they haven't done it in the past. On Saturday, I caught stuff on Berkeley products, and I caught stuff on Lyle jigs, and I caught, I think, a couple on my own hand ties too as well. So
I had most of mine came on Gulp Alive earthworms, which I'd never used before. And man, I'll tell you, those things stink.
They do stink.
Any of that Berkeley Gulp stuff does, but that's part of. I think that's part of what makes them such good artificials.
It smelled like garbage.
Chad from Fields of Water says, "I think Lyle wants Dockery to let him use chicken for bluegill."
I don't.
I know better than that.
My boat.
I'll never use chicken again, but that's another show.
I don't want that stuff in my boat.
I've never gotten sick with what I assume to be salmonella from cutting up shad or
no, never.
But Caitlin and I fished Baldwin one day, and I handled all that raw chicken. And by the time we got home, I was sick as a dog. So,
well, I hate to hear that, but let's let them sit in a box, close up with them in it for about 2 weeks.
I threw them out when I got home, James. It ain't going to happen.
Yeah, never.
They smell bad, and Walmart has more of them if I ever need them again. So
yeah, they do, and that's about the best place there is to buy them.
Mm-hmm.
Realistic.
Ours had Gulp Alive earthworms and Gulp Alive night crawlers, and I bought both.
And I've been to 2 or 3 of them around here. They don't have anything Gulp except little bites of stuff for crappie things, and trout balls.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know trout had balls, but whatever.
I was going to say it.
I take these order them online. I get them off Amazon. That's where I got the gulp worms the other day, and I tried them. I tried the 1-inch minnows that Mark had sent me. I tried everything under the sun, and it didn't matter what they just wouldn't Wasn't doing anything.
Here's what worked best for me: gulp, the 1-inch minnow, gulp minnows, and then after that the hand ties, and then the gulp earthworms. I have one more gulp product that I was gonna use. Well, actually, the gulp maggots work pretty good too. But there's one more that I was gonna use that I'm not gonna say, which is a little bit out of the ordinary. It is an artificial, but we'll see if I can put them to use.
I tried to talk Dockery into if Gulp Alive was okay. When we were at Walmart getting ready to buy those, they had that magic bait that we all used as kids. It said like King
I know what you're talking about.
Dough balls. They now make panfish dough balls by Magic Bait, and they look like.
I'll tell you what, Josh. I was sent a case of that stuff from them a while back. I'd be happy to let you use them. They worked so well.
Probably works just about as good as the bags of the Magic Bait for catfish, don't they?
Yep, pretty close.
Okay. Bluegill will bite anything. They would bite anything except what I was putting in front of them on Saturday. Tim, it was a rough day.
It's location and it's the population of said location of anything. Because
that's the only thing that I solidly ended up with Saturday was the sunburn top of my legs because I decided to sit out there in shorts and.
Yeah, I doctor up before I even leave the house.
I didn't bring any sunscreen with me, so
I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't know.
He's probably still mad about the dock roof thing, which is okay because he's liable to hear that again today.
Yeah, James, don't get short with us, please.
Oh, 922 Crappie Barbecue says gummy worms work good if you don't eat all the bait.
I'd be inclined to eat a gummy worm, so I better not bring those.
Yeah, that's kind of like I watched a video one time. A guy was using Slim Jims.
Slim Jims work.
Oh yeah, they work great.
I'm sure they do, but I ain't putting one on a hook when I can put it in me.
I'm telling you, I bought a big box of them at the dollar store, and I was doing one for you, one for me. And we caught a bunch of bluegill, and I was happy too because I was eating Slim Jims. So.
The thing about it is, you only need like a little tiny pinch of that Slim Jim.
I caught one little tiny pinch. You can get 15 or 20 off a Slim Jim.
It's the same thing with a piece of bread. Make a dough ball out of it and catch all the bluegill you want. But Dockery says, "Oh no, that's live bait." Well, it is not, dipstick. It is artificial. Hey, Fin Seeker TV, welcome. Sometimes panfish can be the pickiest critters on the face of the earth. Sometimes. But usually they're not. Usually they go pretty good. They're pretty happy and they just want to eat.
Once you get them stirred up too, you get that first one or two and then it's game on.
That's right. And some of that's confidence in what you're fishing with.
That could be too.
I believe that. Confidence is a wonderful thing in the fishing world. There's Steve Mosley, who was just talking about you, Mr. Bluegill Catcher. Mr. Bluegill Catcher man.
The Terminator, Steve Mosley.
Oh, he did too. That's awesome. Glad to see him. Glad to see him in there. And glad to see him so successful. That was awesome. He sure had it going on. We're all happy about that.
922 Crappie Barbecue says, I got to stick up for Dockery. He was answering a question I asked him. Catch up, guys. They're getting hostile in chat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Who's getting? I will make them all rage quit on my day.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
No, he won't, James.
This is going to be a fun one.
Well, he's already missed two, so he's got to do it in your tournament because he can't.
He don't have no more. Yeah, he missed the first two.
I could swear he said he can't make the 8th too.
No, I think he's planning on being in.
He told me he wants in on the 8th. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. But like I say, he cannot fish his own tournament.
Yeah.
So he's got to make it happen the 8th, and that is a week from this Saturday. So, of course, James would probably go up there and shoot off a bunch of fireworks and scare all the fish to one end of the lake, so you know where they'll be.
That's a good idea. I haven't thought about that.
Knowing James, he's liable to be catching crappie instead of bluegill too. Because
He'll take
James
both,
will
too.
James will go after crappie and tear them up.
he catches a lot of crappie, and either one will work. So
Mm-hmm. That was the thing. And when Chad had that first Slab Masters tournament, James was on those crappie.
oh man,
There's Mikey. We were talking about you earlier, brother.
yes we
I was
was.
taking up for you. Lyle asked why you hadn't signed up for the Panfish tournament and said something about bumping for bluegill. And I said if Mike Greenwell decides to go bumping for bluegill, he's going to catch him. And if he decides to go swim or suspend drifting for bluegill, we'll see bluegill takedown videos. So
Dockery says nope. I'm going for 25 each, so that means 25 crappie, 25 bluegill, and 24 holes in the dock roof.
mm-hmm.
Do we get to knock off a fish every time he whacks the dock roof?
Ooh.
That's interesting concept you
Yeah.
got there, though.
I thought so.
Depends on who owns the dock roof. You know, that could be criminal mischief or something like that.
Oh no, I was checking out some other bluegill spots today, and I'll do okay. So he ain't scared.
That is the man to watch out for in the championship right there.
I think you're right.
That
Yeah,
is
he-
the man. Steve is going to come into that championship with a target on his back.
I think
Because
you're right.
all 7 of the others are going to just be trying to.
To stay in touch with what he's catching, yeah.
You going to hand Katie the remote control to that RC boat and drive you around to find the fish?
Katie has her own kayak.
I'm just picturing Dockery going out on a radio controlled boat and Katie driving him around.
You know, if we take up a collection, I bet we can get Harley to drill some holes in the bottom of that kayak.
Maybe. I haven't talked to Harley in a while. Maybe I need to.
Yeah.
I don't know. Katie might.
Oh, you know what? It's going to be fun no matter what.
It
Every
is
one,
gonna be fun.
every one of these so far has been fun. There has been banter. There has been just.
I
It's
don't
been
know
good
when how far out my forecast is, but we're going to be over 100 the next 2 days here. So I am really hoping that it's not going to be that.
You keep that down there.
Dude, it's 95 right now. And it's 96, and the sun's getting ready to go down. About as far as I can get to is the 7th, and it's cloudy and 87 that day. So that'll be a good reprieve from this 100-degree stuff we got going the next couple of days. So
I got 76 degrees here, Lyle.
yeah, 102 for tomorrow, and now they've dropped it to 99 for Friday. It was 98 earlier here, so pretty tough. Pretty tough. Troy says, I think James needs the link. That's kind of scary, but we could do that.
Hold on just a minute.
Here we go.
I don't know what to do about the lag, fellas. I mean, I just checked my internet speed, and it's 900 and some upload and 800 and some download. So it ain't that. It's something to do with StreamYard.
It was nice here today, other than all that smoke from the Canada thing. But tomorrow's supposed to be the worst, and I think they said Friday's going to be almost as bad.
Yeah.
And I'm on a mission Friday to catch catfish for John's birthday party on Saturday. So,
Wait a minute. What day is my granddaughter's birthday?
Uh-oh.
your granddaughter.
I have a granddaughter, the only granddaughter I got. The rest of them are all boys.
Ah.
And I hope it's not the weekend of your tournament.
Ooh.
Cindy, you need to answer that, Cindy. I got to open this door. I had to shut the door because her and Heather was loud, but it's so hot in here I can't stand it.
John had a birthday Sunday, so we're but we're doing his birthday party this weekend. So,
Are you going to go over to Len to try to get on some channel cats?
I'm going to go out Friday morning. I'm going to take Friday off and go out Friday morning, try to get out there before it gets too stupid, and see if I can't drag up some cats on Wren Lake. And,
now, is that normal for you down there this time of year, Josh? I mean, it's still June.
This is a little early for this to show up.
That's what I'm thinking, and it's a little cold up here for this time of year, to be honest with you.
We get it.
Okay, I'm good. Her birthday's the 15th.
Okay. We're good for about 2 weeks straight of this, and then it kind of starts to falter off a little bit, but it's definitely a little bit earlier than what we usually see it.
Yeah, we get that up here too, but not nowhere near this time of year. It's usually at the end
We
of
still
July.
got August.
Middle July, and then August. Yeah, August is always our worst one. So
I think so too.
oh yeah, Chad's got a point. Get that back up there.
Oh, sorry.
So
And you're the guest. You keep your finger off of that trigger. That's my job, son. Feels the Water says, wow, Lyle just disowned Jolene, Alyssa,
I did not.
Chadwick, James, and Caitlin.
I did not.
Chadwick James is not a girl, Chad.
Exactly, Chad.
That's why he should have been named Lyle Mark.
That's right.
Mark, I've got all kinds of buttons here on my screen.
I know you do.
I've got this blue one. If I hover over you, it says remove.
Oh,
You wouldn't be the first one to do that.
Kind of like when this anonymous person hopped into Catfish Weekly on Monday and kicked somebody out.
Who would ever do something like that?
I don't know. It didn't say who it was, so
I don't even remember what Lyle said to deserve it, but I'm pretty sure he deserved it.
Lyle got knocked down. Yeah.
Fish with Steve Mosley says, I'm eating, then head into the lake to try out some new takedown rod holders. Very cool.
Hey, good luck, Steve.
absolutely. That is awesome.
Yeah, night fishing has its place, definitely.
Yeah.
You know, I was watching Eric Massey. He was crappie fishing at night, and then he was having a hard time because of the live stream and trying to do the fish, and he was on them, and he was using green lights. And afterwards, I talked to him, and he says he got on them really good afterwards.
Really?
That's something I'd really like to try is crappie fishing at night. I've never done it. That's something I'm very interested
So
in.
was he using like the submersible lights then?
He was. And here we go. And
Oh, look at that, the tournament director.
dun, dun,
What
dun.
is going on?
I haven't
What's
Did you
going on,
guys-
James?
Did you guys see those crappie I got today?
I
I
did. They
did.
look good.
Okay.
I was
just
jealous.
wanted to make sure.
I was jealous. I was working today, so. No, we invited him in here.
No hands.
I sent him a link.
Oh.
I'll take him out too.
So,
You don't
but no. Okay, everyone's going on about the tournament. And here's the thing, all right? We all sit around, we BS, we make lures, hand ties. There's tons of our good friends like Jason Persinger, Eric Macy. They all, they're shooting plastics, they're doing hand ties, all this. Why have a fishing tournament where you have to use live bait?
You don't have to.
Exactly.
You have the option of doing it.
No, you don't have the option.
You should have the option.
Listen,
James, this is
Chad
for you.
can make up his own damn rules for his tournament. I can sure as hell make up one for ours.
But I don't like them.
I don't give a shit.
Oh, I noticed that. Noticed that right off.
and you're surprised how, Lyle?
I'm
Yeah,
not
this is-
surprised
this
at
is-
all.
How is this day any different than any other day of the week, guys?
Did I show you these, James?
Yes, you did.
Little Miss Bacon baits?
Now, if you can just catch a fish, we'll be impressed.
I can remove you again.
Let's start slow. Let's start with operating that boat, Lyle.
What boat?
And the camera. The one you Oh, wait, you were able to get out there. You just didn't have signal, or what happened? Your trolling motor died. You kept
I don't
breaking
even have a
stuff.
trolling motor on it. It's in the shop. We got to decide what we're going to do. We're going to either buy another one or fix that one. It's half the price.
Well,
to
we
fix that.
can help you. Minn Kota's got that new trolling motor out there, Lyle.
No, I'm not doing that.
That new one is sharp.
Yeah, I'm
Listen,
sure
I
it is.
say-
I'm probably $3,000 or $4,000.
I say send Chad a link, get your credit card out, Let's just order this now.
We do this live.
Happen.
We do it live
No,
and show everybody what Mark actually has to go through.
no,
That's right.
no.
Show my pain and suffering.
Can Dockery row with his little arms?
Find out, can't we?
That's right. Are you really fishing from a kayak?
Yeah.
Is Katie going to be in her kayak?
Katie doesn't have a kayak.
I thought she did have.
No.
She's over there shaking her head.
Yeah, no, she's looking around for one, but she hadn't found one yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you already had one. I thought you had two.
No, just the one.
I use the belly tube.
Yeah. So, and we've got the belly tubes and stuff like that, and she can use one of those if she wants to.
Well, she absolutely needs to be there with her phone with the camera so she can get pictures for me and video.
Well, she's already sent you enough videos, I think, for the year.
I do not think so.
And I want you to know that I will be publishing some pictures of people in downward dogs and sitting in front of Walmart, and I do believe somebody was getting a pedicure once. I'm not quite
Oh,
sure.
really?
I don't remember that.
Well, then you need to slow down on your drinking. So
Yeah.
Who said I was?
I know you.
Please.
We all know you.
Please.
Really? Huh.
Yeah, I think you guys are right.
Okay.
I think Steve Mosley is going to be the man to beat this
He's
year.
a contender for sure.
Yeah.
No kidding. Now,
What did
last
he
year,
end up
you and
with?
Josh
100 and
had-
how many?
What's that?
How many did he end up with, guys? 108?
Who's that?
Dang,
Who?
Steve,
Steve Mosley.
I thought it was a little bit more than that.
I
thought it
thought
was
so.
higher than that. I thought it was like 150, pushing 115.
Oh, Jesus.
Well,
That's
maybe
gonna
he'll
be
put
right.
it in here.
And he had a slow time there at one point. He was having
Yeah.
a hard time.
He
If
had
he
a
would stayed
slow
on
time.
their consistency, you're looking at 160 easy.
Yeah, and and the thing is and here's it's been brought up. Yeah, 116, and it's been brought up today. I mean, during the show, you can go out there and have a bad day. You can go out there and pull a Lyle Stokes and not catch any fish, or you can pull a Chad and kick the living crap out of everybody that talks crap about you all the time, not catching fish, and be able to just coast through the rest of the tournament.
Yep.
Just saying,
Can you use turkey bacon as panfish bait?
no,
Yuck.
has to be a lure.
I'm not spending my money on turkey bacon.
No, I refuse.
That
to
doesn't even
support that one.
sound good.
It's disgusting.
It'd have to be. I've never tried it.
I'll even tell him to hold turkey on my club sandwich. I'm not a big fan. Whether it's bacon or
I'll
not.
eat, I'll eat lunch meat turkey, but like ground turkey's nasty. Turkey bacon's worse. Turkey, you eat it once at Thanksgiving because you have to, and that's about it.
And I would prefer to have it deep
And
fried.
I'd rather have a ham on Thanksgiving than a turkey.
Oh yeah.
So, if Steve can answer this, how big was that little lake you were fishing in?
He'll answer us in a second. Freddie
Okay.
says, wait. Chad was second. Dockery, get it right.
Oh, but Freddie, we don't count you.
No.
Now, Nina will count, but not Freddie.
Well, yeah.
Sorry. That's just the way it goes.
We can always disqualify Freddie from being in the industry, too.
Ooh, there we
No,
go. There we go.
Technically, he's a professional. We could disqualify him, and that would bump me back up in there.
Yeah, but you raged quit, so you're out anyway, aren't you?
No,
Then you
I
know
did
what
not
Josh
rage
said?
quit. Stop it.
I
Battery
said
is not
I
rage.
said I would leave it up to Dockery whether you rage quit or not. So
Around
Around
an acre or a little less, Steve says.
That's that. I am fishing and I can go ahead and tell you guys right now, I'm going to be fishing a small pond. It's called Paul Block Memorial Park.
Say it 3 times real fast, would you please?
No, I am not, because
Okay.
no, your teeth would fall out. Yeah, I know. But it's right on the Iowa line up here, and it's one of these hidden gems. It's got big, massive shell crackers in it. It's got huge bluegill and some really decent sized crappie. So that's what I'm going after. And like I said, all I've got to do is hit first or second, and that's what I'm shooting for. I don't care if I win, but if I get second
Just
place,
qualified. Yep.
just qualified. That's
That's
it.
what I was hoping for. When I heard Parker was in there, I'm like, okay, I just got to keep up with him for a while. And then Steve Mosley, Dark Horse, comes out of nowhere and whoops us all.
No, I've
You know,
heard that.
Parker had a good day too.
Who
did.
had a good day?
Parker.
Who?
Parker. Chunky Pursuits.
Oh,
There we
okay. Chunky
Okay,
Pursuit.
yeah, that's
Okay,
who.
that's what it is. All right, you guys threw me off.
I already tried that, Matt. They wouldn't take it. So
You didn't try it with me.
No, you didn't try it with me either.
all right, I didn't try it, but I'm too cheap to try it. How about that?
Yeah, but
Okay.
Mark doesn't have money. He'd have to go ask his wife in order to see if he can
Yeah,
send
this
out
is
the money
true.
first, so.
Hold on a second.
Well, hell, I got to do that too.
Mark had to cancel his show.
She said no.
Because his back was hurting because he sat on his wallet. And it was all
Said I-
lopsided.
Was that after he got his allowance? Is that what it was,
Oh,
Josh?
All right,
Okay.
here we go. Mm-mm-mm.
Hey, it stayed. But listen, last year during Chad's Slapmasters, Josh was right on my heels. I mean, it was
Right there.
what?
It was close.
Yeah.
But it
I want to
was-
say there
but
was less than,
And it was
8 fish.
fast, like in the last hour, 90 minutes, something like
Oh,
that,
yeah.
if I remember
It took me
correctly.
forever to get on those. If I'd have found those that first thing that morning,
We
Oh,
would have been.
I'd have had a chance in there.
Well, and see, and I would have had to change my game plan because what I was doing is the first part of that morning, I was trying to hit that 25 mark on trout
right.
because it was the year anniversary that me and Mark did our one
Mhm.
versus one, and I was just wanting to,
There's
send a
the
message.
example, folks, of how they can just be no good.
Right.
Bite,
and I got to 22, but I couldn't, and I spent way too much time there, and then I went over to another lake and
Oh,
just
trout.
slaughtered the crappie that day because I ended up with 108, 109 that day.
Well, didn't you start out trout fishing though?
Yeah,
You did,
I had
and you
22
switched over to
trout.
crappie, right?
Yeah.
Yep. And I went to a different body of water. So, and that would have really screwed me this year because I would have killed 2 bodies of water in one tournament. So,
That would have been all right with me.
Yeah, there's a pond when my bite shut down. There's a pond literally like right around the corner from there. I thought about burning 2 spots at one time, but then I talked myself out of it. I'm like, either it'll turn back on or not, and it never did.
Things happen,
yeah.
Shut your face, Parkers. Oh man. Chad says, I'm hoping my champ pond is fishable for the finale. It's about 1/10 of an acre.
1/10 of an acre. Wow.
So you catch all the fish in that thing in
Yeah,
10
and then what? There isn't 100 bluegill in there, Chad.
It looks like you need to go fish the goldfish tank at the state fair.
That's your trout pond at one of those outdoor expos.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. Here we go.
But listen, that's just it. Everyone's trying to get everybody else disqualified at this point. That's what you want. You want to get everybody to get mad enough they rage quit. Because I think that's what I'm gonna have to do with Steve Mosley in order to beat him. Is
Make him mad.
make him mad, make him rage quit.
I'm bringing earplugs. I'm done.
It's gone cutthroat. If you look at that,
It's
gone
it's gonna be bad.
Well,
It's
we will
gonna be bad.
we will be nice to the other people in the competition. We'll be mean amongst ourselves, kind of.
Yeah.
No, we will not.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
No, we will not.
Go for a surprise attack. Give them some hope.
Cabela is considered public waters.
No.
No.
I don't know. Every time I've been to Bass Pro, I've asked to fish in the tank, and they won't let me. So
You should have been there the day that them 3 kids come in there and jumped in there in that big tank. down here in
Then
Springfield.
I'm gonna hate to tell you guys this.
the one with the alligator.
I might
No.
have a opportunity to fish in the Bass Pro tank.
Oh, get on video.
Yeah, the big tank that you walk in the side door on the east.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That one there's there's 3 kids from college jumped in there and jumped out one day. It's been several years ago now.
That's right. I got to figure out where to take Parker fishing when he comes up here, because I sure as hell ain't going to give him any of my good spots.
He'd spend his vacation up there.
Yeah.
He already does spend one of his vacations up here. He comes up here to deer hunt.
Yeah, he gets up there someplace pretty close to you.
Yeah, 1 county over.
Freddy's Outdoor Adventure says, I'm going to start in a lake and spot I fished last year where I had over 30 in an hour and a half. Only downside is I am limited to 1 rod, so I can't double fist this time. Well, you're kinky.
Easy with that double fist and big boy.
Yeah, easy there. Dockery. I mean,
Hey, what the hell are you blaming me for?
easy there, Freddie.
Oh man.
There's JG Hill. Yeah, Parker may have been sandbagging.
He might have been, yeah.
See, and now this is where we need Chad reeling it back in.
There.
Yeah, he's the one to talk.
Oh man.
But now I would have the only thing I would have done different was spread them out just a little bit more during this tournament, the tournaments themselves, because I would
Between each one, and
and next year if we get more people that are willing to host it and stuff like that, then we can spread them out throughout the year.
Yeah,
because during the springtime, I mean, hell, Parker can go catch crappie. I mean, during the springtime bite, Mark can, and actually anybody can. It's when you get later into the year that they get a little bit more finicky and stuff like that. And this is the same with bluegill.
Yeah, I got to say, I was a little bit, let down because Mark was going to have his first in like April, and I was looking forward to it. I said, man,
everybody had bad weather. They all wanted it moved. So I tried
I know.
Yeah.
And I sit there like, oh, no. It was horrible weather that day.
Yeah.
We ended up bank fishing that day in like 35-mile-an-hour winds. It would not have been the day to be on the lake. But man, I wanted to be on the lake that day.
Yeah.
You'd have been the only one out there, Josh, because nobody else was willing to do it. So we're able to do it because
you got to remember, I'm crazy and I'm Irish, which makes me stubborn, which makes me twice as dangerous. So
I agree.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, and that's me. I mean, it was hot as snot up here today, and I was out fishing in it. Over the weekend was super hot, and we were still out fishing in it. I'm not giving up fishing just because the weather changes.
No. I'll be out Friday. I may set up a live and go live for a while Friday if I'm out there. So I did last time.
So we need to do an ice fishing tournament this year.
Nope.
And get 922. Nope. You don't have to do it because your insurance wouldn't cover you walking out on the ice, old man. But get 922 and to go ice fishing. All these people that are afraid of ice, let's go ice fishing.
There you go.
I think Lyle should host it from on the ice.
No, that's never going to happen. Never going to happen.
Ice fishing is fun. All right.
Well, if you host it, I'll co-host, but I'll do it from inside my house where I know when they get on the ice.
Me too. That, or you can come over and we'll do it from my house together before I get on that ice.
You're hosting the tournament, so
that's right. That's exactly right.
And but somebody brought that up. I may not make it the championship this year. If enough people sign up for Josh's tournament and it goes to the wheel, I may have Mike's Greenwell's luck and not get drawn out.
You never know.
And that's my last chance. I had other things come up. I couldn't make the other tournament. So
yep, that's exactly right. You don't know. And like we talked before, Mike said he's never been drawed out on that wheel. I've never been drawed out on a wheel. Now, people that was drawed out have selected me, but I was never picked on a wheel.
I never went on that wheel, so who knows?
I don't think I've ever gotten anything on the wheel.
But Greenwell, he hadn't either. So.
Here would love to ice fish crappie.
Richard, I will send you my address about second week in January. You can come up here, bud.
There you go.
Yeah.
You can pull the sled, though. I'll walk right behind you. I'm good with that.
No, don't do it, Richard, because that dude takes way more stuff than what he needs.
You ain't kidding. I like a heater and I like a shelter. Sorry.
better
No,
believe
no,
it.
no. You go out there, you drill a hole in the ice, you sit down, and you just
Sit on a bucket. Those days are gone for me. I'm too old.
Yeah, I ain't doing that.
Everybody's
either.
out there in those ice shacks, and Mark's got a 40-room ice mansion out there.
Yeah.
So
Oh no, I'll go out
Hey.
there and I'll just fish straight off the ice.
I
So-
watched the guys pull them trailers out there on wheels, and they got furnaces in them and propane tanks and heating and air. and all that.
Microwave ovens and
That's
pizza
right.
ovens and all that.
You pull a piece of
TVs.
wood out of the way and drill you a hole, and you sit there on the couch and fish.
mhm.
But I ain't doing that either.
I know a place on late on Winnebago where for like $200 we can rent one of them places. Lau, we'll go up there.
I'm not going to get on that ice, I don't think.
You know what's wild? You talk about ice fishing. Made me think of this. There is a coworker of mine. We were talking one day. As we were coming up on the springtime, we all try to make a trip to a certain lake, in the state north of me. He goes to that lake every winter and goes ice fishing. He's like, we go up there all the time going ice fishing in the wintertime. And I was like, really? Wow. I said, you need to go in May when we go after the big cats. So
And big cats will bite during the winter through the ice.
If you find them through the ice, they're stacked like cordwood.
that's true. I've seen some big ones that Troy Hansen's pulled out through the ice up there.
Yeah.
You just need a bigger auger or make a Mickey Mouse hole.
You can get a pretty big fish through an 8-inch ice hole.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Settle down, Josh. Settle down.
Okay.
So, Josh, why don't you go over the details again about date and start time and what's all going on the 8th? But
Yeah, we kind of got off track there for a minute. Okay, guys.
I know I had to reel it in. We were talking about ice fishing and when it's 100 degrees in
holes
some of
and
the
everything
part of the
else.
country.
Yeah, ice holes. There's one about beside you on the screen. Yeah, that's the one.
8-inch ice hole right there. All right, tournament time. July the 8th. That is a Saturday, I believe. 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Central Time. It is a bluegill or panfish tournament. Bluegill being the all-encompassing word of green sunfish and red ear and pumpkin seeds and all that. If you've ever caught it and said, "Oh, hey, it's a bluegill," even though it's not, it's going to count for the purposes of the
Right.
tournament. A solid numbers-based tournament. There's no point system, anything. It's going to be one fish, 1 point. We are also one hook, one rod. No spider rigging, don't do anything silly. That's true. And see, we're going to have no live bait at all. It's got to be artificial lures only. Josh is doing the same time I did, 7 a.m. to 11. I don't know why they're not giving me a hard time.
No, you're doing it 7 a.m. to 11 real time, not Chad time.
Yeah, Chad times don't count.
He's trying to confuse people to show up late again.
Chad did it 7 a.m. to 11.
Yeah, Eastern time.
It's 8.
No, it didn't start. It didn't start at 6.
It started at 7 a.m. Central time.
Our time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but he called it 8 to noon, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, that's
we
fine.
can't tell time.
Danny
And no,
Stone.
stonefly? No, size does not
Hearing
matter.
that joke. No, size does not matter. It's one fish, 1 point. James Albaugh, why no live bait? It was just the rules when Dockery put this together. It just adds an extra degree of difficulty to the thing. So,
It's not about difficulty. It's about catching fish.
yeah.
You're just mad because you haven't caught hardly anything. So settle down.
You wouldn't let
man,
me use
settle
the
down.
right bait, you dipstick.
Who caught more fish, Josh or Lyle, Dockery?
Josh did.
Oh. How many did you catch, Josh?
When? This past
You-
Saturday,
Cumulatively.
I caught 3.
Okay.
Saturday. I caught 3 fish. One was a massive red ear. I tell you what, that made my day. I caught a red ear, and I have big hands. Y'all don't. don't realize how big hands I have, but I caught a reddier bigger than my hand. I was impressed by that thing.
That's a big one, especially from in Illinois.
Yes.
You know, they have big panfish over there, but you see very few that size. Josh does have big hands.
We get more. If we're going to get big panfish, they're liable to be reddier around here. We grow reddier big bluegills. We'll get a good sized bluegill every once in a while, but we don't get those big, real foot Tennessee bluegills or anything. So,
Well, what do you consider big?
big bluegill, we always chased them. That was a pound. That was a
10
big
inches.
bluegill, a pound.
10 inches.
10 inches of big bluegill,
10.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
They start
I
to get
agree.
that big old
That
protruding
big
brow.
knot.
The
Yep.
big bull.
Yes.
Yeah, the males get that way.
Yeah, I like them.
Uh,
Bad
you
ones.
take more- Matt, you can take as many rods and reels as you want. You can have them all rigged however up you want, but you only one can be in the water at any time.
Yeah, I had 3 with me on Saturday, and I only used one at a time. I just had them all rigged different.
Oh,
Yeah,
some-
buddy, I have
I'm going to tell you guys something. If you guys do not make this the last final, that's a year of him talking crap.
Him. Yeah, I
So
know.
just be prepared. And it doesn't matter if he doesn't win. If you guys don't make it in,
I know.
But you know what I can always hold over him? He and I threw our phones in the lake the same weekend, and I got mine back, and he did.
true.
well, there is that. And Mark and I have the delete button. So there's that.
Randolph County Lake has some tank rated. That's true, Jerry. That's very true.
That is correct, Matt. You can take more than one pole, but you can only use one at a
Only
time.
use one at a time. So
Steve Moses said I have my old bait rod with 2 missing eyes.
Hey, you could win with a cane pole if you got
Yeah,
on. 'em,
yeah.
right?
That's exactly
Exactly.
right.
yes.
Yep.
That is
Pole.
100% correct.
I still think somebody could come in there with a fly rod and be dangerous.
Yeah.
We'll probably
Somebody-
see.
He's got the right place to go.
And there's somebody on screen or in chat right now that is very capable of coming out there with a fly rod and putting hurt on.
I think that might be why he's asking if you could bring multiple rods, just in case the fly rod doesn't work out for him.
And another person I know uses fly rods, brings one fly, gets it stuck in a tree, and goes home.
Well, there's that. You know, if you lose the only one you got with you, there ain't much sense of hanging around.
Oh yeah. These two
But
won't
I
be-
have- I have boxes full of them about this size. I call them James Dockery flies. They're so small.
Did you see those fish I caught today?
No,
I did.
I did see a video of you whacking the dock roof, however.
Yes, yes, yes. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. We should redo this show in about hour and a half.
Why?
Ooh, that gets into
No
that gets
reason.
into-
No
yeah,
reason.
that gets into bullheads and BS kind of conversations. So,
Are you going? When are you
You go
doing
live
that?
tonight, Josh?
not tonight. Probably tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night?
We'll go live.
You wanna
do another
tell us
bullhead
about
BS.
that?
Well, it was one of those things that kind of I put it in there the first day as a just a good title for a video. I thought it sounded cool, and then I went back the next week and did it again. And with Panfish Nation moving to Wednesday nights, and after the bait shop kind of opening up there, is a good time for me to get out. I said I think we're going to try going out there. We may not always be fishing for bullheads, but that's probably going to be the name of the thing, just bullheads and yes, but. They,
Matt sent me a bunch of pictures of bluegill he caught on his fly rod, and they look amazing. I can't share them; they won't let me, Matt.
No.
Lyle doesn't get to share stuff.
I
No,
don't
it does
understand.
not.
I do
Not
not.
while we're
get-
live.
I don't understand.
Yeah, Matt,
It
if
is
you see
what it is.
Mark can share them.
Let me know if you got something. Let me see what we got here. Matt, send them to me. We will share them. Hold on a second here.
So we'll
I
see
don't
what ends up,
understand.
we'll see what ends up happening tomorrow night. I know Jerry Parker's coming over. He's bringing his boat over. He just got a boat. We're going to hook it up, check it out, fire it up on the earmuffs, and make sure it's going to run good for him. And so if he's still here about that time, we may go live, still messing with a boat, and I may stay live and go out. I need to catch some channel cats anyway, so it might be a Wren Lake run and go pick some of those.
Parker says bullhead tournament.
Ooh, now that
Ooh.
could be fun.
That would be fun.
That would be a hell lot of fun. There's some of the fish that Matt have been catching on.
Yeah,
the
but
fly
see, you
rod.
shouldn't have said a bullhead tournament because now some jackass is going to come along and be like, "Hey, it's the first annual bullhead tournament on a different channel."
Yeah,
So-
probably so. I can. Well, I won't say that.
Hey Matt, they give you a bowl of soup with that hat. I mean, nice hat.
Oh man,
I like
where
it.
does Mark, where does that comment come from?
I don't know, but it looks like I just offended my buddy Dockery because they were picking on him in chat.
I'm just trying to figure out where that comment comes from. I had a bucket hat one time and posted a picture holding a fish wearing it, and a buddy of mine that I work with left that exact same comment on Facebook. So there has to be something that
I wear one a
wore that
lot.
hat again in a fishing picture.
They keep the sunburn off your ears and such.
Yeah.
Or a rough fish tournament.
Ooh. So that'd be like silver cats and stuff.
Ooh,
Drum.
No snagging allowed.
We ought to do a drum tournament, a catch and cook drum. Catch
we
and
ought
cook
to.
drum tournament.
we really ought to.
You gotta go catch one and then you gotta cook it.
I couldn't get it down. I'd be sick.
Oh, you know what?
You're
You would.
good.
I'm telling you right now. Listen, I guarantee you, mix a bag about half and half, crappie and drum, throw them to Lyle as you know.
I am
see
not
fit,
going to waste good
And
crappie on
I
him.
guarantee you, he'd eat the whole damn plate and go, "That was good.
You're
That's good
full of
crappie.
Let me
caca.
have another one."
No. I did see a video today where your brother Luke was in making that, and he caught some big heads. I'm telling you, they ain't bad. They're better than any drum you ever ate.
Okay, but the problem
Did
is,
you see the?
is when he took that bite and he pulled that fish nugget back, and there were 50,000 bones in that damn thing.
But James, if you will score them correctly,
It
you
does not
won't
matter.
have them. They will cook up.
Lyle, show us.
I've ate them. I'm telling
Show
you.
us.
They're good to eat.
They're not hard, and it's not hard to score them. The key to score them is have them at no more than an 8 to 3/16 from one score to the next, and go all the way through the skin. That's all there is to it. All the bones cook right up.
We've never fried them though.
Well, that's the only way I'll eat them.
They're
Oh, yeah.
awesome. They are awesome smoked.
Parker, you're full of caca. These other guys are. I've ate drum. They taste like ass, and I ain't never eaten another one.
How you know what that tastes like, Lyle?
I
wasn't
know
gonna
what it
go there.
smells like, so that's close enough. That's what they taste like. Ass stink. They're horrible.
Hey, I got a question. Hey, Chad, you've got a little bit of extra power here. You ought to start making emojis in here for reeling it back in, so that you can use that on both channels.
Oh yeah, put a reel on there.
Or
Yeah,
like
That's
just
wrong
something
with
that's whoa,
you.
whoa, whoa, something like that.
Yeah, there's a,
Matt says Asian carp has some clean meat. They do. It's all
They
white
do.
meat.
they're a filter feeder. I mean,
That's it. All they do is eat vegetation.
Asian carp do two things. They swim around eating, and they have little Asian carps, and that's what they do.
Yep, and that's the same thing that shad and skipjack. Well, skipjack won't they eat shad, but shad eat like they're filter feeders. I can't imagine eating one of them things.
Oh, I'm not eating a shad. No,
Oh
I ain't
my
doing it.
God! I know Josh with 1 Ton Fishing Club would bite the head off of one. I know he did because
It was
I see
Art.
him.
Art did that.
Art,
didn't he?
yeah.
Art did it.
Art.
And so did
He had
J
the-
Dog. J Dog said a minnow's worse than a
J-Dog eats
shad.
them.
J Dog said
I
minnow
think
tastes worse
There's
than
a lot of
shad.
things that J Dog probably eats that we don't want to talk about. But what do I know? I know Art had a piece of the gill sticking out of
Ugh,
between his teeth that day.
gross.
That was pretty gross.
Ooh,
And he
man,
was so happy he caught that big fish. And he did get some
Spoonbill
good
is
fish.
Matt brings a good one.
Yeah, I don't
Spoonbill
like
is
them either.
delicious.
They're rubbery. I don't care much for them.
Spoonbill
Either.
cooked right is delicious.
I can eat them, but I just don't want to. I mean, if there's anything else, I'd.
Yeah. Oh man,
They rank right up there with drum.
we have a hard time getting those anymore though.
Drum?
No, spoonbill. Drum are easy.
Yeah, all you gotta do is put a fishing worm on. You catch them
You
anywhere.
put a worm on there in your catfish spot.
Jerry Parker and I went and caught a ton of them right after Chad's.
Yeah, when I was making the thumbnail for tonight's show, I was going through pictures. I saw that big old table picture you guys had.
Oh man, we had 40 or 50 of those.
I
things.
thought they're no good if you don't eat them right away. I didn't know they froze well.
Oh no, they freeze well.
They'll
You do?
freeze. Parker
yeah.
took most of them home, froze them.
Steve says walleye are the best. I would debate that.
Yeah, crappie.
They're still better than any of that other stuff you boys.
Oh
have
yeah, it's better.
Crappie or a flathead. I'm sorry, or the top. Yeah,
Yeah,
Don't lean on the
I'd have to
I
flathead.
like walleye and perch, like you said, James. They're pretty mild. They're bland almost,
I
but
like
you can
them.
season them
I
up.
like the walleye, but they're not crappie.
I like walleye. Walleye is good, and I may like it because I don't get it that often.
If
That could be-
if colder the water, the better they are to eat. I will give them that.
Yeah.
The colder the water, the better they are.
Channel cat's same way on that. You catch a cold water channel cat, he gonna taste better.
I don't know. Whenever I catch a channel cat out of the ice and I eat it, it's got almost an irony taste to it. It tastes kind of
Really?
weird. Yeah, it's kind
Are
of
you
odd.
using an iron skillet?
I did. I don't know if that's it.
So
but
if you bleach them out, yeah.
it doesn't make my eggs taste like that. So.
I've never eaten a flathead. I have to take your word on that. I've never
Flathead's
Oh.
pretty good.
They're
Get
the
you about
best
a
of
five-
all catfish.
Get you about a 5-pounder and fillet it out, or skin it out, and then cut the meat off. Get your belly meat, and I swear to God, you'll
The
You'll
belly
drool
meat's
every
the best
time.
part. Yeah.
If you're going to harvest them, now's the time when they go to spawn because the little ones will come out to play. You'll find them a lot
It's few
easier.
and far between of those that I catch. I don't think I'm gonna be filleting any of them. So it is
Yeah,
to me,
I,
every time I catch one is a treat because I don't catch one very often.
My theory about flatheads is it's a crying shame to eat them of any size because once you cut the head off, you've lost all the weight on the fish. I mean,
oh yeah.
the heads on them are so big, but they are by far better than channel cat and blue cat as far as eating them. They're the best tasting of all, but it's really hard for me to kill one anymore. I think they're so gorgeous to look at, and every one of them's got a different color sequence to it, and let's face it, they are the king of cats.
I think they're beautiful too, but I think they're more delicious than they are beautiful.
Well, they are delicious. I have to agree with you. They're beautiful. But I
What's
do
up,
like
Dawson? How you doing, bud? Fishing with Squirrel.
Hey, buddy.
glad to see you in here, buddy. If I would harvest small ones. If I caught a small one, and I would harvest one, regardless of size, if it's deep hook and bleeding bad.
Yep.
And that goes with any fish. I don't
Yes.
care what kind of fish it is,
Yeah.
even a drum. I'd find somebody to give it to. I wouldn't eat the damn thing. But if it's deep hooked and bleeding, it's going to die anyhow. Make use of it. It doesn't matter what you're catching,
Yeah.
especially if it's a bass. In fact,
Now,
harvest
listen,
all
if
the
it's-
bass you can catch.
Okay, but I'm thinking a deep hook bass is one that's like right there at the edge of the lip. That that's I'm sorry, but that's deep hook bass.
As
for me.
soon as the hook
We're
pierces
going to
the
eat it,
skin,
right? Every bass that you take home and cook is one less that'll eat crappie and bluegill.
You damn
shad.
right it is.
And they're good eating. They are good eating.
They're not bad eating. I used to think they always tasted like a chunk of wood, but Cindy's brother fixed them one time years ago. He had went to a pond and caught, I told you guys this story, about 8, 10, 12-inch fish. This pond was so full of them, you could almost catch them with a bare hook. And he caught a ton of them, put them in there. My God, that was good now.
We
It
went
really
one
was.
time and caught Christina and I went and caught a bunch of them one time and brought them home and filleted them, and they were doing the Crisco Disco 30 minutes later, and they were good.
Now, you know that Christine would love to fish this
we-
tournament coming up.
We were ice fishing at this private lake, like on the other side of town here. They're like, they're so overrun with bass. The guys that live there are like, come on over. We're having a bass fish fry. We caught a whole like sled full of them, and they fried like them all up. It was pretty good.
The pond that I told you guys about, that the guy has got so many bass in it. I went to catch bluegill in it. No, you catch bass. It's so full of them. They're all about that long. He said, get rid of some of them. So next time I go out there,
that's
I'll
the
be
problem with a
bringing
lot
some
of the bass, or the just ponds in generals, and some of your small lakes. Everybody and their brother that bass fishes throws every single bass back. Doesn't matter what size they are, and they get overpopulated.
That's what happened to Lake of Egypt.
Yes, and if you do not regulate these, they will get so overpopulated that they start stunning their own growth.
Lake of Egypt was a phenomenal bass lake 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It was my PB come out of there. It's a little over 9 pounds. It was a phenomenal bass lake. Now, you're hard pressed. Christina and I fished a tournament there last month. We caught fish. We caught fish all day. But the limit is 16 inches. We didn't get a single over all day long.
But see, and that's what I've been trying to, the selective harvest. I've been saying this for a long, long time. You look at most good bass lakes, you don't see the big bass that you saw 10, 15, 20 years ago. It's because everybody was so concerned about throwing all bass back. And now those bass are overpopulated and they're starting to actually shrink down, or not grow as big, just for the simple fact of there's so many of them.
Mm-hmm.
Selectively harvest some of those, bring back the bigger bass population. And the same goes with the catfish, the bluegill, the crappie, all of that. It's a renewable resource, guys. You're never going to get rid of all the fish. Trust me, you're not.
Nope. But you can hurt the population of them if you're not careful.
You can, okay, but that again, selective harvest.
Mm-hmm. Joe Buck, have a good night, bud. Thanks for hanging out.
You betcha. If you guys like the content we're having, please hit that thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber, we would love to have you as a subscriber. And if you care to join, there's a link down below where you can join the club. Thanks so much for coming in and being a part of the show. To keep having these quality guests, so we do need to grow the channel. And that's part of that is hitting us with a thumbs up and being a subscriber if you can. And it doesn't cost anything. It's free.
Yep.
Free is good.
Free is good. Yeah.
And one more thing. I got one more spot left. And then we got to go to the wheel, but I have one more spot left. I'd like to, by the end of the night, say that we're good, and any more we got to go to the wheel.
No, don't put me down until I know for sure in case somebody else wants to get in there.
You're trying to get in there.
Sign up now and you'll make Mark mad.
There you go.
No, then we have the wheel. That might make things interesting. We should have like 5 people
If we got to get the wheel, we could kick Dockery out.
That you actually could. You could eliminate Dockery if I don't get drawn out of the wheel.
I'll send each and every one of you $1 that signs up tonight.
Hold out for $20, folks. Hold out for $20.
He'll give you $1 and ride in his new boat next time he sees you.
Mm-hmm.
Robin, yes, I have you in. Panfish Nation channel member right there, Robin C.
Thank you so much, Robin. We appreciate it very much. Appreciate it very much. Guys, I have enjoyed this show so very much. Josh, I can't thank you enough
it's been a blast. Thank you
for coming on and explaining everything we got going, because you never know what next week's going to bring. And, if we got to go to that wheel, do you want to come on here next week and do that?
We can do that. It might probably be the best way to do it. Because everybody seems to be following the tournament through Panfish Nation. It is a Panfish Nation tournament series. So
if we got to go to the wheel, we'll look forward to that. Other than that, Mark and I'll figure something out for a good show. It'll probably be on the lines of what we're doing here tonight. And Mr. Dockery, thank you so much for jumping in here with us tonight. We like to make fun of you. You take it very well, although you dish it out pretty good your own self.
I don't know.
And that works out pretty good. That works out pretty good for all of us. Keep whacking that dock roof, my friend. We appreciate it a lot.
Fight me, old man.
Thanks, guys, for coming in.
See you. Hey, Thursday night, the Chad, the bait shop, Freddie, Brian, will be on there tomorrow night at 7. Catfish Weekly Monday at 7 o'clock. And what about you, Mark? Are you going to be fishing Monday?
I got to take a look at the weather. I do have a plan B, but yeah, fishing's going to be the plan. So
Okay. All right. Thanks, everybody. See you next week.
See you guys.
thanks, everybody.